Samantha from Jessima Tutorials here, and today I'm going to show you how to cut out colour recipes and also how to store them effectively. So what you have in front of you is a sheet of white polymer clay, and it doesn't really matter what colour it is, but for today's recipe that I'm going to show you how to cut out, I'm going to be explaining how to cut out large amounts in a colour recipe. So the colour recipe is 60 white to 1 pot blue. Now you don't really want to have to sit here, cut out 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on until you reach 60. That's going to be a major pain in the butt. So this is a little trick on how to do it quickly and effectively. So this sheet was rolled out on the third thinnest setting on my pasta machine. I've got a nice long strip so you can see, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack this strip once, and so now we have 2 layers, and it's important to remember how many layers you have. Then I'll stack it again. Now we have 4 layers. Let me just get that out of the way. Then I'll stack it again. We now have 8 layers. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to start cutting. In just a second. Let me just... Yeah, we've got 8. Right, so now we're going to cut. So now each time we cut, we're going to be cutting out 8 pieces. So it's 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, and so you cut continually until you reach 60 pieces. Now the problem is that because we have 8 layers here, you're not going to quite reach 60 pieces because 8 doesn't go into 60. Okay, so now I've cut out 56 in total if you take up these layers. So there's 8 layers in here, and I have cut out 7, so 7 times 8 is 56. So now what we'll do is with the remaining 4 that you need, just grab another piece, and then you can either just choose to cut out 4 or you can choose to stack it again into 4 just like that and cut out 1. There we are. So now we have a total of 60 pieces, and that was super quick, super easy. Okay, then you'll bring over a sheet of your blue, and then I said in the beginning I think that we wanted 60 white to 1 pot blue, so just make sure that your sheet of blue was rolled out on the same setting as your white. That is all you need to make sure. Then cut it out with the same cutter however many parts you need of the blue, and in this case it was 1. So that's 60 white to 1 pot blue. Then once you've done that, you'll just mix that all up through your pasta machine, and then you would end up with your colour recipe. And so that is how you mix up your colours, and also how you can speed up colour recipes as well, because, well, you don't really want to be restricted to 3 parts blue to maybe 5 parts white. You sometimes need large amounts of one colour to a small amount of another colour, especially when you're dealing with colours like black, which are really strong, and so you sometimes need quite a bit of one colour. And so that I find is the easiest way to do it. So now just quickly mix this up on the pasta machine to show you what it looks like. There we are. So you can see, even though we had 60 pieces of white in there, the blue was still quite a strong colour, and so it's been pigmented this almost it's a bit lighter than a sky blue, maybe an ice blue, but it's for only 1 part of a blue to colour 60 parts white. That's quite impressive for the blue, because the blue is quite a highly pigmented colour. So this is why you would need this tip. So that's basically how you would mix your colour recipes. Now I'm going to move on and show you how to store them. Okay, so I thought that this next part of the video would be easier if I took it away from the desk, because there's not enough space. Because I'm going to be showing you 3 big folders, as you can see. So, let me just get the right folder. So when I did my studio tour, I showed you these folders where I had sorted out my Kato colour recipes, and I'd just done it for my Kato to do it in rainbow format so it helped me mix my colours. But I was thinking when I did this, what if I did this for just my normal colour recipes that I put on Patreon? Well, I sorted them out basically the exact same way, and so now I store my colour recipes like this. So let me just zoom you in a little bit so you can see better. So now I've got a place for my Kato concentrates. I've got all of my Primo recipes stored in here. I've got my Kato recipes, got my Fimo recipes, and right at the back I've got a little bit of souffle. So that's how I like to store my colour recipes. Now the way that you would do that is you'd need to get these folders, and I'll provide a link to where you can buy them. And you also need a Word document for you to print out these little paper template things. So I'll provide the Word document for you so you can use it to print out these little pieces of paper. And so basically what happens is you have a little, about 6 of these on each page on the Word document, and you can change this piece up here to say Kato, Primo, Cernit, Pardo, whatever you want, and then you type in your colour recipes over here. And then you fill up all 6 of them on the page, then you print it and cut it out. And then these are the chips for the colour recipes. So you'd cut out a chip of your colour, you'd bake it, and then you'd stick it onto its designated piece of paper and then slide it into the folder. And that's what I've done. And not only does it help you know which colour recipes you've done, it also helps you see what the colour's going to look like once they're baked, because some of them, especially the more translucent ones, are going to look quite different once they are baked. So I don't have any translucent ones here, but I do know that the translucent ones are good to see when they are baked. Now, not only have I done that, let me just zoom you out because you need to be able to see this next bit. There we go. Not only have I done that, I've also done something for the colour recipes, because when you do a colour recipe, you don't just end up with a tiny little disc like this, you also end up with, well, a bit of clay. So what I have done there is, for instance over here, you can see that I have 2 green ones over here, and I have 2 green ones over here in the exact same spot in my file. So I've laid it out so that if that colour recipe is in that part of the folder, then I go to this folder, and I know that if I look in that exact place in this folder, I will find my colour recipe, or my colour that I've mixed. So that colour goes with that one over there is there, that one, and so on, all through the colours. And so I've done all the Primo ones, and so as you can see this looks quite disastrous, but because I've put in all of my colour recipes over here, I know exactly what the colour recipes are for these. And now if you wanted to store these like this, what you need to do is you need to get the same folder as you got for these ones, but don't just put the clay straight into the folder. You want to pop them into some compatible bags first before you pop them into the folder. So these are bags that I got off of Fire Mountain Gems, and I know that they are compatible with the polymer clay because these folders are most likely not compatible. And it also means that it's nice and sealed so you don't have it exposed to lint or dirt or anything like that. So that's basically how I store my colour recipes, and also how I store my clay once I've mixed up the colours, so that I know where everything is, because before I did this they were all in a basket together and I didn't know what was what. So this is a great way to know what I have. And so I do hope that that was helpful to you, and if it was, please do let me know. And do use the Word document, as it's got all of the templates ready for you to use. And I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.